It is day 27 of reading through the scriptures. The translation I use is called The Scriptures. It is from South Africa Institute for Scripture Research, and I really like how they do it. They have a lot of the Hebrew names, like instead of calling him Isaac, it's Yitzchak, that's his Hebrew name. Anyway, today we're going to be reading 4 chapters, starting with Genesis or Bereshit 27, and then there's also Isaiah or Yeshayahu 27, Psalm or Tehillim 27, and Matthew 27 we're going to be reading today. And it came to be, when Yitzchak was old and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called Esau his elder son and said to him, "My son," and he answered him, "Here I am." And he said, "See now, I am old, I do not know the day of my death. Now then, please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt wild game for me, and make me a tasty dish, such as I love, and bring it to me to eat, in order that my being does bless you before I die." And Rivkah heard when Isaac spoke to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt wild game and to bring it back. And Rivkah spoke to Yaakov her son, saying, "See, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, 'Bring me wild game and make me a tasty dish to eat, and bless you in the presence of Yahweh before my death. And now, my son, listen to my voice according to what I command you. Please go to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, and I make a tasty dish from them for your father, such as he loves. And you shall take it to your father, and he shall eat it, so that he might bless you before his death.' And Yaakov said to Rivkah his mother, 'See, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. What if my father touches me? Then I shall be like a deceiver in his eyes, and he shall bring a curse on myself and not a blessing.' But his mother said to him, 'Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go, get them for me.' And he went and fetched them and brought them to his mother, and his mother made a tasty dish, such as his father loved. And Rivkah took the best garments of her elder son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them on Yaakov, her younger son. And she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Then she gave the tasty dish and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Yaakov. And he went to his father and said, 'My father.' And he said, 'Here I am. Who are you, my son?' And Yaakov said to his father, 'I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you said to me. Please rise, sit and eat of my wild game, so that your being might bless me.' But Isaac said to his son, 'How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?' And he said, 'Because Yahweh your Elohim brought it to me.' Then Yitzchak said to Yaakov, 'Please come near, so that I feel you, my son, whether you are truly my son Esau or not.' And Yaakov went near to Yitzchak his father, and he felt him and said, 'The voice is the voice of Yaakov, but the hands are the hands of Esau.' And he did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands, and he blessed him. And he said, 'Are you truly my son Esau?' And he said, 'I am.' And he said, 'Bring it near to me, and let me eat of my son's wild game, so that my being might bless you.' So he brought it near to him, and he ate. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Yitzchak said to him, 'Please come near and kiss me, my son.' And he came near and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his garments, and blessed him, and said, 'See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which Yahweh has blessed. And Elohim give you of the dew of the heavens, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those cursing you, and blessed be those blessing you.' And it came to be, as soon as Yitzchak had finished blessing Yaakov, and Yaakov had hardly left the presence of Yitzchak his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he too had made a tasty dish and brought it to his father. Said to his father, 'Let my father rise and eat of his son's wild game, so that your being might bless me.' And his father Yitzchak said to him, 'Who are you?' And he said, 'I am your son, your firstborn, Esau.' Then Yitzchak trembled exceedingly and said, 'Who was it then who hunted wild game and brought it to me? And I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him. Yes, he is blessed.' When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, 'Bless me too, O my father.' And he said, 'Your brother came in with deceit and took your blessing.' And Esau said, Was his name then called Yaakov? For he has caught me by the heel these 2 times. He took my birthright, and see, now he has taken my blessing. And he said, Have you not reserved a blessing for me? Then Yitzchak answered and said to Esau, See, I have made him your master, and all his brothers I have given to him as servants, and I have sustained him with grain and wine. And what then shall I do for you, my son? And Esau said to his father, Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Yitzchak his father answered and said to him, See, your dwelling is of the fatness of the earth, and the dew of the heavens from above. And by your sword you are to live and serve your brother. And it shall be, when you grow restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck. And Esau hated Yaakov because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father draw near, and then I am going to kill my brother Yaakov. And the words of Esau, her older son, were reported to Rivkah, and she sent and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said to him, See, your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you, to kill you. And now, my son, listen to my voice. Rise and flee to my brother Laban in Haran, and stay with him a few days until your brother's wrath turns away, until your brother's displeasure turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. And I shall send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day? And Rivkah said to Yitzchak, I am disgusted with my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Yaakov takes away from the daughters of Heth, like those who are the daughters of the land, what is my life to me? Okay, we're going to go to Isaiah 27. Marker's already there. In that day, Yahweh with his severe sword, great and strong, punishes Leviathan, the fleeing serpent, Leviathan, that twisted serpent, and he shall kill the monster that is in the sea. In that day sing to her, a vineyard of red wine. I, Yahweh, do guard it. I water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I guard it night and day. Wrath is not in me. Who would set thorn bushes and weeds against me in battle? I would go through them, I would burn them together. Or let him take hold of my strength and make peace with me. Let him make peace with me. Those who come he causes to take root in Yaakov. Israel shall blossom and bud, and they shall fill the face of the world with fruit. Has he smitten him as he struck the ones who were striking him? Or as a killer has he killed as he was killing? In measure, by sending her away, you contended with her. He shall take away by his rough wind in the day of the east wind. Therefore by this the crookedness of Yaakov is covered. And this is all the fruit of taking away his sin. When he makes all the stones of the slaughter place like chalk stones that are beaten to dust, Asherim and sun pillars rise no more. For the city of defense is lonely, a home forsaken and left like a wilderness. There the calf feeds, and there it lies down, and shall consume its branches. When its twigs are dry, they are broken off, women come and set them free. For it is a people of no understanding, therefore he who made them has no compassion on them, and he who formed them shows them no favor. And in that day it shall be that Yahweh threshes from the channel of the river to the Wadi of Mitzrayim, and you shall be gathered one by one, O children of Israel. And in that day it shall be that a great shofar is blown, and those who are perishing in the land of Ashur and the outcasts in the land of Mitzrayim shall come, and shall worship Yahweh on the set-apart mountain in Yerushalayim. Well, I do have a shofar here, and so I'm going to blow it and see if... Okay, I hope that wasn't too loud. Alright, now we're going to go to the next passage, which is Psalms 27. Okay, that's Proverbs, Psalms. Okay, got a marker here too. Yahweh is my light and my deliverance. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the refuge of my life. Whom should I dread? When evildoers come against me to eat up my flesh, my adversaries and my enemies, they shall stumble and fall. Though an army encamps against me, my heart does not feel. Though battle comes up against me, even then I will be trusting. One matter I ask of Yahweh, this I seek, to dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life, to see the pleasantness of Yahweh, and to inquire in his Hekel, that's his temple. For in the day of evil he hides me in his booth. In the covering of his tent he hides me. On a rock he raises me up, and now my head is lifted up above my enemies all around me, and I slaughter in his tent with slaughters astounding. I sing, yes, I sing praises to Yahweh. Hear, O Yahweh, when I cry with my voice, and show me favor and answer me. To my heart you have said, seek my face, your face, O Yahweh, I seek. Do not hide your face from me, do not turn your servant away in displeasure. You have been my help, do not leave me nor forsake me, O Elohim of my deliverance. When my father and my mother have forsaken me, then Yahweh does take me in. Teach me your way, O Yahweh, and lead me in a smooth path, because of mine enemies. Do not give me over to the desire of my adversaries, for false witnesses have risen against me, and they breathe out cruelty to me. What if I had not believed to see the goodness of Yahweh in the land of the living? Wait on Yahweh, be strong, and let him strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on Yahweh. And our last chapter is Matthew 27. Pretty soon we're going to finish a couple of these books, and then we'll be in different chapter numbers on the same day. Anyway, Matthew chapter 27. And morning having come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yeshua, so as to put him to death. And having bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Yehuda, that's Judas, he who delivered him up, having seen that he had been condemned, repented, returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders, saying, I have sinned in delivering up innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? You see to it. And throwing down the pieces of silver in the dwelling place, he left, and went and hanged himself. And the chief priest took the silver pieces and said, It is not right to put them into the treasury, seeing they are the price of blood. So he took counsel and bought with them the potter's field for the burial of strangers. Therefore that field has been called the field of blood until today. Then was filled what was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying, And they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him who was pierced, on whom they of the children of Israel set a price, and gave them for the potter's field, as Yahweh had ordered me. And Yeshua stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Are you the sovereign of the Yehudim, the Jews? And Yeshua said to him, You say it. And as he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he answered not. Then Pilate said to him, You do not hear how much they witness against you? And he did not answer him, not one word, so that the governor wondered much. And at the festival the governor used to release to the crowd one prisoner whom they wished. And they had then a well-known prisoner called Barabbas. So when they were assembled, Pilate said to them, Whom do you wish I release to you, Barabbas or Yeshua, who is called Messiah? For he knew that because of envy they had delivered him up. And as he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent to him, saying, Have none at all to do with that righteous man, for I have suffered much today in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the crowds that they should ask for Barabbas and to destroy Yeshua. And the governor answering said to them, Which of the two do you wish I release to you? And they said, Barabbas. Pilate said to them, What then shall I do with Yeshua, who is called Messiah? They all said to him, Let him be impaled. Well, I don't think they said impaled. I think it was crucified. So crucify him. And the governor said, Indeed, what evil has he done? And they were crying out all the more, saying, Let him be impaled. And when Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but rather an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this righteous one. You shall see to it. And all the people answering said, His blood be on us and on our children. Then he released Barabbas to them, but having Yeshua whipped, he delivered him over to be impaled. Then the soldiers of the governor took Yeshua into the court and gathered the entire company of soldiers around him. And having stripped him, they put a scarlet robe on him, and plaiting a crown of thorns, they put it on his head, and a reed in his right hand. And they kneeled down before him and mocked him, saying, Greetings, sovereign of the Yehudim. And spitting on him, they took the reed and struck him on the head. And when they had mocked him, they took off his robe, and they put his own garments on him, and led him away to be impaled. And as they were going out, they found a man of Cyrene, Shimon by name, and they compelled him to bear his stake. And when they came to the place called Golgotha, that is to say, place of a skull, they gave him wine mixed with bile to drink, and after tasting he would not drink it. And having impaled him, they divided his garments, casting lots, that it might be filled what was spoken by the prophet. They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. That was in Psalms 22. Read it just a couple days ago. And sitting down, they guarded him there. And they put up over his head the right in charge against him. This is Yeshua, the sovereign of the Yehudim. Then 2 robbers were impaled with him, one on the right and another on the left. And those passing by were blaspheming him, shaking their heads, and saying, "You who destroy the dwelling place and build it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the son of Elohim, come down from the stake." And likewise the chief priests with the scribes and the elders, mocking, said, "He saved others, he is unable to save himself. If he is the sovereign of Israel, let him now come down from his stake, and we shall believe him. He trusted in Elohim, let him rescue him now if he desires him." For he said, "I am the son of Elohim." And also the robbers who were impaled with him reviled him, saying the same. And from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Yeshua cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani?" That is, "My El, why have you forsaken me?" As Psalms 22, verse 1. Some of those standing there, having heard, said, "This one calls Elijah." And immediately one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with sour wine and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink. But the rest said, "Leave it, let us see if Eliyahu comes to save him." And Yeshua cried out again with a loud voice and gave up his spirit. And see, the veil of the dwelling place was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth was shaken, and the rocks were split, and the tombs opened, and many bodies of the set-apart ones who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of their tombs after his resurrection, they went into the set-apart city and appeared to many. And when the captain and those with him who were guarding Yeshua saw the earthquake and all that took place, they feared exceedingly, saying, "Truly this was the Son of Elohim." And many women who followed Yeshua from Galilee, attending him, were there, watching from a distance, among whom were Miriam from Magdala, and Miriam the mother of Yaakov and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's sons. And when evening came, there came a rich man from Ramathaim named Joseph, who himself had also become a taught one of Yeshua. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Yeshua. Then Pilate commanded the body to be given. And having taken the body, Joseph wrapped it in clean linen and laid it in his new tomb which he had hewn out of the rock. And he rolled a large stone away against the door of the tomb and went away. And Miriam from Magdala was there, and the other Miriam, sitting opposite the tomb. On the next day, which was after the preparation, the chief priests and Pharisees gathered together to Pilate, saying, "Master, we remembered while he was still alive how that deceiver said, 'After 3 days I am raised.' Command then that the tomb be safeguarded until the 3rd day, lest his taught ones come by night and steal him away, and should say to the people, 'He was raised from the dead,' and the last deception shall be worse than the first." So Pilate said to them, "You have a watch. Go, safeguard it as you know how." And they went and safeguarded the tomb, sealing the stone and setting the watch. I'd love to hear comments or read them in the comment section. Any scriptures you want to talk about, clarify, or anything of that order. So, hope to see you in the comments. Thank you. Goodbye.